Shalom from Jerusalem. This is Uriel, Independent News, Jerusalem, Israel. Sir, what do you think about the Iranian threat towards Israel?
Well, I think, as many Israelis think, that it is dangerous for Israel. And of course, nobody likes when the chief of states or presidents declare that they are ready to, or they wish to take off the map Israel, any country, any nation. So I don't understand how it comes not punished by the United Nations, and that's what I'm very much. I'm worried very much because of that, of not doing anything against those who incite or genocide and destruction of a nation or a state.
Now, you know that the regime in Tehran, named Ahmadinejad, he said publicly that 6 million Jews were not killed during the Holocaust. He claims that only 10,000 were killed, and the rest of those millions basically is not true. Would you respond to that?
No, it's obviously it's nonsense. As I'm personally a Holocaust survivor, as a child, of course, I suffered a lot during the Holocaust. Of course, I am unhappy to hear things like that from anybody, even from our enemies. So, or they don't know the truth, or maybe they close their eyes and say what they want really to mean about that the Jews and of course Jewish state should not exist at all. Any Jew, it's disturbing them, and of course it's not acceptable, of course, that not to accept the historical fact about the death of 6 million innocent Jews.
You know, I was doing an interview not long ago at the hotel, and the gentleman that I interviewed told me that 2 million children were killed during the Holocaust, and you just told me that you were a child. And were you at the concentration camp?
I was at a sort of concentration camp. Fortunately, I was not in the type of Auschwitz, but in some other camps. And fortunately, I survived. And but it's estimated about 1 million, 1.5 million. Maybe some more, but it's difficult to say exactly how many. But certainly there is some, more or less, as the statistics say.
The numbers speak for themselves. We know that 6 million approximately were killed during this horrible time. In the Hitler regime or the Nazi regime, because I do have a history. My ancestors were Moranos or Anusin from Spain, and during the time of the Inquisition, many Jews were killed just because we were Jews. Why would people want to kill human beings? Forget whether you're Jew or you're Gentile. That has not. That doesn't come to be. But human beings shouldn't be killing human beings because of their religion.
Yes, from the point of view of the humanity and in general on this planet, our planet, you are absolutely right. But you know, there are so many differences in starting with a difference in religions. And of course, to some other religions, some of course extremists are unfortunately more and more more and more extremists. They don't like the existence of the oldest monotheistic religion, that's Judaism, and so it's disturbing them, their beliefs. But those who are for the coexistence of the religions, of the races, of the different ethnic groups, of course, they are not very much disturbed by that, and they are not the elements that worry us, the Jews. But from the Spain, as I'm also of that origin, well, of course, it was terrible during the Inquisition, and if you didn't convert into Christian Catholicism, you were executed or expulsed. Of course, my parents, from the history.
Your ancestors.
Yes, they were expelled to the Balkans. Turkey. So it's a sad history.
The history kind of like repeats itself by what happened during the Inquisition, what happened way before the Inquisition, because many Jews were forced out of Israel to other lands, and many of them were taken as slaves. Then we have the Shoah, the Holocaust, and now hopefully this threat with Iran will just go away, and we want to live in peace. Do you want peace? Do you want peace?
Of course. I want to live in peace with everybody.
Even with the Arabs that are here in Israel.
Even if Arabs, if I knew that they were really for the peace, for the coexistence with the Jewish state, with the Jews, even separately in their separate state, or even Arabs, living here in Israel, of course. But they should clearly declare their attitude, not to say one thing in Arabic language and the other to the West and to other nations. Unfortunately, there are two truths for them. One for their own people and for the street, Arab street, and other for the world.
Yeah, we hear that all the time, and unfortunately, this is just the way it is here in the Middle East, with the extremists that really want to kill the Jews and want this land to be named Palestine. Yet we understand that this land was given to us by Hashem, according to the Torah and the Tanakh. And even in the Torah says that if they want to live here, they can, because it doesn't say to get rid of them. But on the other hand, they don't want to be our neighbors. They want basically this land to be called all of Palestine, and that's it, according to what they believe.
That's the problem. That's the problem, the question that I posed when even I wrote to the Jerusalem Post letters about what does it mean, the Palestinian people as a nation. The Palestine, British and Palestine stopped to exist on November 29, 1947, and especially when Israel was created. Everybody knows Arabs refused to create their own state.